Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited that you're here today because we're breaking down how exactly to raise your prices. Yep, that big old scary thing that all of us hairstylists just really grapple with. And with my 20 years behind the chair, this has been one of the hardest things not to learn, but to implement. Yeah, I'm talking about telling your clients, dealing with the pushback. So we're gonna go all over that today. So if you're addicted to learning, but allergic to implementing, stick around here because we're getting into it today. This right here is the place for students, stylists, and salon owners. Hey, if we haven't met before, my name's Dawn Bradley. I'm a hairstylist, salon owner, and educator. I help other hairstylists just like you earn six figures stress-free. Well, hello there, friend. I'm so excited that you're here. This is actually part one of a 5-part series I'm doing just for you to help you grow your business behind the chair. Hot dang, do I have some good things in store for you, and I can't wait to get into it. Alrighty, so here we are, the 5 steps to raising your prices as a hairstylist. Step number 1, knowing if it's time to raise your prices. Oh my goodness, when's the right time? I can't tell you how many times I hear from my students inside of my programs about, well, I just raised my prices. Is it time to raise my prices? What if I only do it once a year, and there's all these things back and forth, and I want to tell you right now, there's no right or wrong time to raise your prices. Oh, I know, just stick with me, don't leave, don't leave. Here's the thing, there is right times and good times to do it, but it's not a set in stone. It's not the same for every person. And one thing I really want you to be aware of is it the right time for you? Now, you're probably like, what, Dawn? Like, how do I know? Well, exactly. That's why you're here. You want to think about things like, have you kept up on your education? What kind of experiences have you had? How long have you been in the industry? And what's your supply and demand like? Those are really important things to consider when figuring out, is it time to raise my prices? Because I can't tell you how many times I've seen someone come just thought my mic fell. Just because you're fully booked a year out of hair school doesn't necessarily mean you should raise your prices right away. And vice versa, just because you've been doing hair for 20 years doesn't mean you are owed it. And so having a concrete system to follow, and that's actually something that I teach inside of my Rock Your Business program. I have a whole system that my students actually plug and play their numbers into, having a system that spits back out at you if it's time according to your numbers. So knowing if it's the right time takes a lot of things into consideration. And so understanding your business, which goes on to step number 2, is knowing your costs. So many hairstylists don't know the cost of doing business. I was one of them. That's why I say this. Legit, when I went out on my own, I didn't have a salon suite, but basically a salon suite. I had 400 square foot space. And I was so excited seeing all that money roll into my bank account. And I was like, ooh, I'm so good. I don't even need to be charging more because, like, look at all this money, right? Like, I just thought I was like, there was some ego going on. But I was so excited about all the money that I had, not realizing that I had rent to pay, that I had bills to pay, that I had taxes to pay. Oh my gosh, first year in business, did not save for my taxes. I knew I had to pay taxes, but I was so used to having them come off of my paycheck that I didn't save for them, and I got a $20,000 tax bill from the government my first year in business. I did not have $20,000. And so understanding that money, that $50, that $100 you take from your client is not yours. And so knowing what you actually profit. Now, profit margins is a term. It's like where if you charge your client $100, how much, so for that hour that they're in the salon or for that 2 hours, how much is your rent for those 2 hours? How much does your rent cost you per day or per hour? Those are really important things to break down and understand. Knowing your costs, your foils, your tools, your impulse buy at Ulta or Cosmoprof or whatever the distributor is, knowing how much things are costing you so that you know how much money you're actually taking home. And then you can understand, because I can't tell you how many clients say, well, I'm making a lot of money, but I don't know where it is. Understanding your costs are gonna help you understand if it's time to raise your price. And most likely, because 9 times out of 10 when I'm talking to my students, They think they're charging enough because so-and-so charges this much or so-and-so, but your costs of your business are different than someone else's. And I know this is the stuff that we don't really like to do. And that's why I've made my programs really easy and accessible for people so that it makes it, you don't have to do the hard work. Because oh my gosh, when I first started in this industry, I just wanted to do good hair. That's all. I didn't want to deal with this, I don't know, it's been a year, I should probably raise my prices by $5. And I just wung it. I had no idea what I was doing, why I was doing it, why my prices were what they were. So actually knowing what your appointments cost you, breaking down, so if someone's in for 2.5 hours, what's your rent for that 2.5 hours? How much, things like salon scale. Oh my goodness, if you want to know more about salon scale, check the description down below. You can get signed up with them. It is going to save you so much money in your business. Check it out. It's amazing. It actually is a Bluetooth scale that connects with your phone that tells you exactly what the cost of your color is. And this is so important because we should not be taking the hit for the color. We should be charging parts and labor, and that's what Salon Scale is all about. So go click the link down below to learn more about Salon Scale. But knowing what your appointments cost you, knowing that what you're taking home is another really important thing to understand before figuring out if it's time to raise your prices and how much you should raise them by. That's the other question. How much should I raise my prices by, Dawn? Well, you need to have the equation. It's not that scary. The third step to raising your prices as a hairstylist is being fair. Now, when you hear that, you probably think I'm talking about being fair to your client. I mean being fair to yourself. Once again, knowing your worth, understanding your worth. Now, we hear this worth and value getting thrown out there, but once again, you want to understand what your supply and demand is like, what kind of education, the amount of money that we spend on our education, and no doubt you've invested a lot in your education this past year. It's worth something, and you should be figuring out your return on investment. Return on investment is so important. When you invest that $500 into your favorite balayage artist, are you implementing that into your prices? Because you have new knowledge, new skills. The amount of stylists that go take the education but think, well, it's a new skill, so I got to practice it first. It's something to think about. Are you being fair to yourself? Are you keeping investing in your business without bringing up your prices with the knowledge and wisdom that you have? So many times, myself included, I have got into the trap and the mentality thinking, well, once I'm perfect, or once I don't mess up, or once all my clients are always happy. That's not how it works. Your skill and talent are in there. Your knowledge is worth something. People aren't just coming to you for what your hands can do, it's for what your head can tell your hands to do, right? And there is no perfect. Can I tell you that I had a bleed mark on a client just the other week, and I've been 20 years, and I know. But the thing is we're human, so stop thinking that you have to wait till a certain time in your career or a certain place where someone has to grant you permission. Be fair to yourself. Be fair to your clients, right? Sometimes people just slap a price well, I guess I charge $500 for balayage, or I guess I charge $300 for this, or whatever. But I would say 9 times out of 10, most hairstylists are undercharging. So remember to be fair to yourself. All right, on to... Okay, so change of clothes, a little bit change of angle, because I gotta be honest with you guys. I was editing this week's YouTube video and my footage just disappeared. And I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I talked about getting a new camera this weekend, which, yay, I got a new camera, and maybe you can tell by the quality this is way better because my camera was just kaputzing. And I was thinking, I panicked this morning while I was editing, going, oh my gosh, I need to get the same outfit, recreate the same angle, and then I went, Dawn, what? Why? Why do I want to try and hide that I had to come in and record at a different time? So I'm just going to be fully transparent, change of day, change of scenery, and we're just going to move on. So I just want to ask you really quickly, what is the fear that you're feeling? What's holding you back from actually doing that price increase that you've been thinking about? What's been holding you back from doing that price increase you've been thinking about? Is it the fear of not knowing enough in your business and not wanting to even go and learn it? Is it the fear of the pushback from your clients? Is it the fear of someone saying you're not worth it? And I want you to know that these are all legit things. And so let me know in the comments below oftentimes people say it's fear, but I want to know what it's the fear of. And I want to remind you that my channel is a place, it's a judgment-free zone, it's a safe space. Know that I will meet you with love, compassion, and kindness. I am super curious, what is the one thing that's holding you back right now from upping those prices to where they should be? All right, I can't wait to see your comments. On to step number 4. Be prepared for the conversation. I know, likely you put a comment saying your biggest fear around raising your prices is the pushback, the potential confrontation. What are my clients gonna say? Are they gonna tell me I'm too expensive? All of those things. This is the number one answer I see people say is I'm scared of what might happen. So step 4 is be prepared for the conversation. Now, this is something I never wanted to be prepared for because it felt too uncomfortable to even go into potential scenarios. I tiptoed, I danced around it, I was like, that's also, it's a rainy day here today. I don't know if you can hear my squeaky shoes. It's miserable, but like literally I would avoid this at all costs. And like when I'd raise my prices, I'd send out an email maybe, I'd put up a sign maybe, would I have the conversation? Never. Right? And I'd like hand them the debit machine and not say anything and be like, I hope they don't say, like, please let's just both agree to not acknowledge it. Sound familiar? I want you to be prepared for the conversation because I can tell you as a consumer myself, as I started learning more about this stuff and putting myself in the customer's shoes, going to appointments, going to service providers, when they were transparent with me, it put me at ease. If your client gets an email about a price increase, if they see a sign but you never talk to them about it, that's gonna feel weird and they're gonna be like, wait, what? And I know that maybe you just don't know how to bring it up. And so I have the 5 touch points of communication. And I talk a lot about this inside of my program, Rock Your Business, and I want you to send an email. I want you to have a sign, right? I want you to talk to them face to face. And I want, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting one. And as you know, I'm in the salon quickly recording this because I'm supposed to be editing this video today. So I'm gonna pop it right here. The 5 touch points, but talking to them is a really, really important one. And if you're not sure what to say, I like using, hey, did you see my email? Hey, did you see the sign up? And having that be the conversation. The face-to-face conversation is so important. And if you want a little bit more help with what exactly to say, I have a free template and script that I've made for you because I get that anxiety, I get that stress. So I'll put the link here, the link's also down in the description. Go check out Raise Your Prices, Not Your Anxiety. It is a game changer. It took all the stress and anxiety out of raising my prices for me because it showed my clients with kindness, compassion, and empathy. I wasn't doing this to them or at them, but I was doing it for them. And being able to take that anxiety and adding ease into communicating the price increase, it made me more confident, it made me excited about where I was taking my business, and also going, okay, I don't need to justify. I think a lot of the time when I was growing my business and I knew it was time to raise my prices, but I felt like I had to get my defenses up. I felt like I had to be ready for a fight. I felt like I had to be like, well, I've been doing hair, get really like up and at it about it. Where when I learned to calm down and be like, these are my prices. And what you'll see in the template when you go download it, it communicates it in a way that your clients will get excited about it. So I want you to go download that now. All you gotta do is click the link. It'll ask you for your email so we know where to send it. And I'm so excited. I want to hear your feedback on it. So step number 4 is be prepared for the conversation. If you need to practice in the mirror, practice in the mirror. Don't avoid having the face-to-face conversation. This is the one piece. People do the email, people do the sign, people, do all the things except the face-to-face conversation. If you can only do one of the things, please do the face-to-face conversation. I get it, it's scary, it's nerve-wracking, but I will help you get prepared with the Raise Your Prices, Not Your Anxiety download. All right, go get it, and on to step number 5. I want you to freaking take action. Take action. I know you're addicted to learning, but allergic to implementing. You're just like me. We love consuming. We love coming to YouTube. We love learning all the things. And you know what's really, really great is when we learn something that we already knew and we go, I knew that already, right? It makes us feel good. But knowing isn't enough. Knowing how to raise your prices, knowing when to raise your prices, knowing how to be fair, knowing what to say is great, but you still need to do it. And so I want you guys to learn to take action. And one of the most important parts of learning to take action is having accountability and community. Accountability and community. Okay, so funny story, I just posted on my Instagram. I posted on my Instagram about how my Peloton bike at home, it just sits there. Today's outfit of the day comes to you by my unused Peloton and accountability that I've not been keeping track of. I tried to get accountable, but I haven't gotten the community aspect. I need to get back in with the Peloton community to get on my bike. I have not, it's embarrassing to say, but I've not been on my bike for over a month because I haven't been tied into the community to keep me accountable. And so I want you to ask yourself, have you taken action? Are there things that you've learned that you know you want to do, that you know you can do, that you know you're capable of? Because, friend, capability is not in question here. You know that it's time to raise your prices. You know it's long overdue. You know you're worth more than you're valuing yourself right now, not to mention your clients. But you don't have the accountability piece, you don't have the community piece to have like-minded people alongside you cheering you on. That is when we take action. That's when I get on my Peloton, when I'm accountable to myself and to others. And so I want you to take action. I want you to find a community. Now, if you're looking for a community of people who think like you, act like you, stress out like you do, I want you to invite you into my stress-free community. It's for my students. I've got offers. You can get my client building bundle for $37, and it gets you into the private community, as well as learning how to get the perfect clients into your chair. Any of my programs, you get to join this private community of action takers, people getting mega results, people getting places that they never thought they could be able to get to. But I'm not saying you have to join my community. I'm just saying get around community and accountability, and that's what will help you take action. And if you want to ditch the stress and the fear once and for all, if you want to take big or little steps in your business, whatever it is that you're wanting to do, I want you to invite you to get on the wait list for my program, Rock Your Business, your stress-free guide to earning 6 figures. The link is down below in the description as well. I know I'm throwing a bunch of links at you. I want you to know that I have stuff for you at every stage of your journey, whether you are a student, whether you're a commission stylist, booth renter, suite renter, salon owner. I've got something for you to help you because I don't want you to struggle the way I did. So I'd love for you to get on the wait list. Doors are going to be opening in the next few weeks. You want to get early access. You want to get exclusive bonuses. It's going to be so freaking good. All right, friend, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed those 5 steps. Let me know which one was your favorite. Let me know that you're going to take action. I am here to keep you accountable. I'll see you in the comments below. I will be reading them and checking them out and connecting with you. And I want to remind you, this is just part 1 of my 5-part hairstylist building part 1 of the 5-part hairstylist business building series. Should probably get a different name for it, shouldn't I? All right, so come back here next week. Thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications so that you can be the first one to get next week's episode. I can't wait to see you then. Bye, friends. All right, and before you binge these videos, make sure you take a screenshot of your favorite part of this video, post it on Instagram, and tag me at Dawn Bradley Hair, and you might just end up featured in my stories, friend. All right, now, go watch these. You're gonna love them.